You may kiss the bride now, priest announced. You looked at him while tilting your brows a little as you noticed his attention is not here, and everyone's eyes on you both, so you held his little finger, bringing him out of his thought as he looked at you coldly. And when Jungkook's father speaks, son, tight-lipped, smiling and gesturing him as face announced again. Jungkook made feast as he moved forward, and you just looked down, and he pulled you closer by your waist, making your breath hitch as he was looking at you fiercely as his breath was heavy and he was hesitating. But when his father is about to speak again, he pressed his lips against yours and kissed you. It wasn't soft, not so aggressive, but it wasn't affectionate. It was for a few seconds and he pulled away. As you watched him, a tear slide down from his eyes, which he wiped immediately, and everyone clapped and congratulated both of you while your eyes fixed on him. Your daughter is our responsibility. Your dad smiled, of course. And it's time to say goodbye to your family as everyone's eyes fixed on you, that you will see off your family, but you didn't move to your place. As your mother smiled a little and hugged you, but you didn't hug her back. Take care, daughter. You looked the other side as she broke the hug and kissed your forehead. When your father is about to say something, you walked and Jungkook just watched you, and everyone out there looked at you, your disappearing figure, unbelievably. As your father and mother exchanged glances, and your father just smiled awkwardly as he looked at Jungkook as he held both of his hands. Take care of her. As he hugged him, and Jungkook just looked other side. The car stopped, followed by other cars, as whole ride was silent, and he got off from the car immediately, leaving you alone. But you didn't react as you opened your side door and got off from the car. He looked at the whole mansion, which is decorated with lights, and you flinched and grabbed Jungkook's sleeves, looking at the sky while Jungkook side-eyed on it, and then you, as you looked at the firecrackers in the sky, which is for your welcome, as Jungkook's sisters came running and hugged you. Welcome home. Welcome home, Wayan. And Jungkook's mother slapped her head. Oli, she is your Seoni. Don't call her by name. She interrupts on Oli's side as they broke the hug. Opa, look at her, how gorgeous she was looking. As Jungkook looked at you and your eyes met his, and you both looked away quickly. Let them go inside, they must be tired. They nodded. Jungkook is walking faster, but his steps halted as he looked at him and smiled and walked towards him. Halabuji, are you okay? He went on his knees as Halabuji just nodded, and while smiling, he kissed his forehead. I missed you. His grandfather's eyes landed on you as he gestured you a little. As you walked slowly, as you bent a little, and he kissed your head, and you can see he's trying to say something but can't as you smiled and hold his hands. Welcome home, Hanabuchi, as Jungkook looked at you. He held Jungkook's hands and put in yours as kissed both of your hands while Jungkook looked at you. Be happy, he said in a very low voice but audible to you both. You smiled and kissed his forehead and kissed his head. Get well soon, you said, and you took your hand back slowly from his hand. You looked around the room as it was so strange feeling, but you took a deep breath, forgetting and leaving everything behind. You walked in a new phase of your life. The door opened, revealing Jungkook. As you took a glance at him but quickly looked back as he closed the door with a loud thud and walked aggressively inside and smashed his phone on the floor, making you look at him as he was looking total mess. Jungkook, don't take my name, he growled. As he's about to walk, but you held his wrist as he side-eyed on it, and then you turned and looked at him. You don't have to take our relationship as a foundation. You are free to have your relationship with anyone. He jerked your hand while glaring at you. As he walked near you while you tried to walk back, but he pulled you closer by grabbing your arm harshly. Is this all joke for you? He calmly said, yet dangerously. He yelled, making you flinch and shutting your eyes. Listen, I'm not saying. He pointed finger at you. Don't tell me what to do or what not to, he said, grating teeth as he jerked you away. You are not my wife and don't even try to. I don't care about you. I don't care about your existence. I don't care even if you die. He spit as you just watched him with cold expression gulping down your lung. He walked towards the bed and took his car keys from side table and showing aggression to non-living things, he stormed out of the room, closing the door with a loud thud, and you just watched him. He knocked the door a few times as he hesitated, but then door opened and he felt his throat getting heavy as she looked at him with heavy breath. Jungkook, she said in low voice with concern. And she hugged him, but Jungkook didn't hug her back. She broke the hug and looked at him, comforting his face. You okay? I was worried for you. He removed her hands as his eyes shimmering with tears. We are over. We are over, he mumbled as Sophia looked at him in concern. What are you saying, Ko? What happened? How can we? When we have decided to, he moved back. I took pose with her, he said with the shaky voice. A tear slid down from her eyes as she looked at him with heavy thought and Jungkook looked down. So you are saying that you are moving on with your wife, huh? Say Jungkook, she said in a loud voice as he looked at her. I don't know, Sophie. As she tried to cover his face, but he backed, breaking her heart, and tears automatically rolled down from her eyes. I'm sorry, Sophie, he said, begging, but Sophia shook her head. You can't do this to me, Jungkook, you can't. He didn't let her complete as he walked away. Jungkook is driving his 330 km/h speed, not caring anything, as he didn't even blink as he stopped the car, breathing heavily. Why? He mumbled. He looked at the ring in his hand as he shut his eyes, grating the teeth. The only thing running in his mind is the wedding and the vows he took with her, and he covers his ear and yelled in frustration. You wiped your tears looking at the moon and smiled with tears. I'm not supposed to do this. Why you did this, Wayan? Why you broke someone's relationship when you couldn't save yours? You mumbled as you took a deep breath. They were happy. Again you become the reason of someone's sadness. You mumbled as you sat on the floor and hugged your knees and tears slid down from your eyes. I am supposed to go through all this. Why? You closed your eyes. No more, just few more, you mumbled. Then everyone will be happy. My family will be happy. Jungkook will be happy, you mumbled. I'm not going to spend my life with him, you mumbled again. I'm going to spend my whole life with her. She's my wife, not. Stopped as he punched on the steering wheel multiple times. No, he yelled with tears as he rested his head on the wheel and cried. You walked in when everyone greeted you and you greeted them with a smile, and when Jungkook also walked in, but when everyone is greeting him, he directly went to cabin ignoring them and gossip starts on this face, his this behavior. You also walked from there. Everything is set in wardroom. He spoke and you just nodded. When someone knocked on your door as you looked, come in, you said and you took your seat and the girl walked inside. Yes, you asked as she looked at you. I'm Sophia, secretary of Jungkook. You immediately look at her and there is a cold expression on her face. Come sit, you asked her politely, and you can see in her eyes she has lot of caution and moreover a hatred. No thanks, that's my resignation letter. You just stared her when you looked at your secretary. You can go, I'll call you if I need something, you said to him, and he bowed and left. As you got up and looked at her resignation letter and then her. Why are you resigning? And why didn't you discuss about this with Jungkook? She looked at you. It's because, ma'am Wayan, you are the decision maker of this company now, and I want instant relieving. She spit and you walked near her. Look, Sophia, whatever has happened, it wasn't in our hands. Situation was like that. I have not come here to listen to your nonsense. She cut it off you and you just stared her blankly. And which situation you are talking about? Which was in your hands? You can stop this wedding. Jungkook was helpless, not you. You just listen her. Even after knowing how much all these things matter to Jungkook, marriage is a such thing in which he believes so much. You played with two lives. She spoke with so much hate. What kind of a woman you are, or enough, you spoke when you noticed Jungkook walked inside aggressively as you looked back at her. I do not allow you to disrespect me when you don't know anything, you said, glaring at her as Jungkook faced her. What kind of behavior is this, Sophia? He asked with cold voice, and she just chuckled sarcastically. The truth is always bitter. If I said the truth, then what is wrong in it? She said, grating the teeth, and Jango walked near her. How could you talk like this? He asked, glaring at her, and she pulled his hand and put the paper in his hand. That's my resignation letter. Free me and live your life happily with your wife. I don't want to talk to a man who can't fight for his love. Actually, you are not even a man, a coward person. She spit while Jungkook made face and your brows jolted. I regret getting hooked to a person like you. Jungkook just listened her when you spoke. I was feeling bad for you earlier, but I am feeling bad for him now. That he loved a girl like you who doesn't know how to respect. You are abusing your relationship. Your anger I would justify for me. But when you love a person, you can hurt them by your words. You out a dry chuckle. Oh yeah, there was a new love. That's why. That's why you are unable to know the real meaning of love. Jungkook just watched you and she looked at Jungkook. Don't talk about love who never done it, she replied sarcastically, and you just stared her as you ran out of words. Enough, Sophia. He took the resignation letter and took a pen from the table and signed it. Leave, he said in cold tone, and Sophia stared her with so much hate and tears were both of their eyes as she snatched. I hate you, she hatefully said, and Jango closed his eyes and letting tears out, and she walked from there. We are happy to announce collaboration of Hans Group and John Empires. Everyone clapped as Mr. John looked at you. Come in, he gestured you as you slowly walked. She is my daughter-in-law, as you all know very well, he said with a proud smile. As discussion with board members and as per our ex-president, my father, I welcome John Wayan as president of John Empires. Everyone clapped. It's my pleasure to announce that both of the company will handled by my son John Jango and his wife John Wayan. She will be the stakeholder of 51 shares in John Empires. Everyone clapped as he looked at Jungkook and gestured him as he got up sighing, and his secretary came with flower which he handed to Jungkook. I give this opportunity to our director John Jungkook to welcome John Wayan as president of the company, he exclaimed. As he walked aside and Jungkook walked near you slowly as your eyes met his, but you looked away as he extended you flower bouquet. Welcome on board. His voice barely visible to you as you slowly took flower bouquet from his hand. Thank you, you said in low voice. Mr. John handed the mic to you as you slowly walked and took the mic and looked at the people present there. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the warm welcome. It is an incredible honor to stand before you today as the new president of John Empires. I am deeply grateful for the trust and confidence that the board members and all of you have placed in me. I would like to start by acknowledging the hard work and dedication that each of you brings to this organization. She looked at Mr. John as he smiled a little. I would like to thank my father-in-law, Mr. John Jango, and you looked at Jungkook. My hesitated, but you have to say as per your speech script, which is prepared for you both. And my husband, John Jungkook, for the warm welcome to give this opportunity to me. Thank you, everyone. You both. And when Jungkook walked near you as you passed mic to him, good morning, everyone. As you help us to build this empire, and without your support and hard work, we are nothing. I appreciate what you all do for us as you supported our leadership, and in future too. I look forward to your support for our new president, my wife John Wayan, as he looked at you. And I believe she will be a great leader. Welcome on board, Mrs. John Wayan. Everyone clapped, and there is a cold eye contact between them. And when they move to click photographs, you both stand maintaining the distance and pretending with smile. It was so awkward, both can't even explain. Congratulations, Mr. Kim. Your daughter is the youngest president. She's just 21. Mr. Kim just smiled. Thanks, Mr. Khan. And Mr. John joins them. It's just a start. Look forward in future. She will take the company to sky. She have a lot of potential. He speaks smilingly. You let out a dry chuckle as you took a sip of your drink. A lot of potential, zero interest. You mumble looking at them. But there's a question, Mr. John. Why didn't you choose your son for this position? Mr. John smiled. As we know, it's 2024, so woman first. She is our pride, my son's wife. What's his is offered to her first. Mr. Kim smiled and you looked at your father. Just for your happiness, I sacrificed everything. You mumbled looking at him. I wish you asked me once. Thought of what do you want to do? In the age of exploring and learning new things, you bombard me with responsibility. A tear slid down from your eyes, which you wiped quickly. You gulped down the drink as you chuckled sadly, and when you jumped down from chair and you stumbled but held by someone as you look up. His one hand on your waist, from one he is holding your hand. As you both shared an eye contact but look away as you got up straight correcting your dress. Childhood is not over yet and they gave you this responsibility to handle the company. He said sarcastically and you ignored his words as you were about to walk but pulled back by Jungkook. Who have prepared the speech? He asked with an aggression and you struggled to free your hand. I don't know, but I didn't prepare. You replied and he looked in your eyes with a rage. Your secretary had prepared it. You were very keen to become my wife. You chuckled sarcastically. Unfortunately, I'm your wife for your kind information. You replied with the same rage and Jungkook, leave your rest. Only in front of me. The truth only we know, so don't try to become my wife. He said as you just stared him as he is about to walk. If I would be trying, then you must be behind the bars, Mr. John Jungkook, for having extramarital affair. He looked at you. Extramarital affair? He asked and you nodded, and when he twisted your hand back, not harshly but still caused you pain. After being the reason of my breakup, you're claiming that I have extramarital affair. For your kind information, Mrs. John Wayan, I don't accept you as my wife, but that doesn't mean I will have any kind of cheating or anything like that. We have just started our relationship when you came between us, and I will never forgive you for that. Leave my hand or else it won't be good. I don't care whom you are in relationship or whom you His brows jolted as he pulled you closer. I didn't give you the right to question my character. It's you who is unlucky to see my jerkiest side because I'm not that bad as a man, he said in husky voice. Good with men doesn't suit. Because they can't be good. I have seen many examples, and you're one of them. He just stared in your eyes. You were unlucky in men then. You chuckled painfully. I am. You both shared intense and fierce eye contact, and when Mr. John cleared his throat, making you both separate immediately as you corrected yourself. Sorry to disturb you both, but I would like to invite you both on stage as everyone is demanding newly wedded couple dance, please, he said, and Jungkook rolled his eyes. Dad, Mr. John glared at him. Not again. Do as I said, he exclaimed, and at the end, Jungkook shut his eyes in anger. Go, daughter. You didn't say anything. And when Jungkook held her hand while glaring at his father, you're making me my enemy now, he mumbled, and Mr. John chuckled sarcastically. I would definitely if you hurt her. Trust me. Her father will be the second person to slit your throat, but I will be the first person. Treat her disrespectfully what she deserves as your wife, and move on from the thing which was never yours. He mumbled him, and Jungkook just stared at him with the rage. The music plays as he places one hand on your waist and from one holding your hand. As you both have eye contact and Jungkook is looking at you coldly. I never stopped you to have relationship with your girlfriend. Cut it off by hand. Shut up. I will slit your tongue if you repeat this again. Yes, I hate you, and I promise I will hate you for the rest of my life, he replied as he made you twirl. He made you twirl and pull you back, aggressively making you bump into him as your hand placed on his chest, which he initially took in his. Then by this logic I should also hate you, because you are not the only one who was forced. It was me too, he chuckled sarcastically. He made you turn, making your back hitting his chest as you both moved body with the rhythm. I was forced plus helpless. You were not helpless, he mumbled in your ears. Your breath hissed as he held your waist, making you feel tinglish and pick you up, twirling as he put you down and looked at you. It's because I never tell my struggle. That doesn't mean I don't have any. I don't have any kind of wish to marry a old man like you. The last line was offensive for him as he pulled you by your nape. 27 isn't old. You are too young for me, he whispered in a husky voice. So what? You were old for me, and I'm just 21, he chuckled mockingly. If you have so much problem, you should divorce me. You just stared at him. If I had that much power, then I would never have married you. You replied sternly, and you were about to walk, but he pulled you back. Music is not over yet, he whispered as you both continued. I don't know what your intentions are, but I will suggest you one thing. Stay away from me, he whispered, and you looked at him being. There is a misconception. I'm not behind you, nor I want you to treat me as your wife. So do whatever you want to do. I'm not with you for the life. In short, we are not going to make it to end. He just listened to you carefully. But no matter how much time we are together, I will not allow you to disrespect me, because it won't look good if I talk to you in the same tone as you do. You might not also like it, will you? You asked with sincerity. There is silence for a while as you both just stared at each other, and you both didn't realize when music stopped, and he was too close to you when everyone clapped, bringing you both back to the world, as Jungkook also backed, because he doesn't know why he just got lost for a while, looking in your eyes, and you quickly backed as you back away and smiled nervously. You looked at him, but walked away from there, and everyone adored your performance. John, they really look good together, he mumbled to Mr. John. Definitely, my father's choice is not a joke. The old people laughed. What proved the performance was really good, he said, smiling, and Jungkook didn't react, and Yunu sighed. You look good together, as Jungkook finally looked at him. Not you, Yunbu, he said, and Yunu sighed. Then what should I say to you? What do you expect me to say? She told me that you can't continue your relationship with Sophia. Now you're ready to accept your wife. Then what do you want? Jungkook looked at him. Even I don't know. Jungkook replied, suppressing his emotion as Yunbu put hand on his shoulder. I know whatever has happened, it's not right. But you have to stick on one thing. You are hurting both. If you had broke up with her, then focus on your present. Jungkook looked at him with so much emotion. I know it's not easy, but it is not like you ended your years of a relationship. It's just you both dated for 6 months. Jungkook looked on the other side. I know it. It will take her time to move on because she is hurt and she has right to be angry with you. If you let her go, then only she can move on. Jungkook looked at him. I really don't know what to do at this moment. I just hate her. Jungkook speaks and Yunu looked at him. You know, when you said that to me, I thought her she must be like that. But look at her, he said, pointing at Wayan, who is standing in corner looking at everyone and lost in her thoughts. Don't you think she is too young and innocent to deserve your hate? What's her fault that you are hurting her? He said, and Jungkook is looking in your direction. If you were so strong to your feelings, why you ruined her life too? I was helpless. Halaboji was on that bed. You know that. He immediately interrupted. Then it was fate. Choose one before you regret losing both. He mumbled and Jungkook shook his head. I can't. I never can. He stubbornly replied as he walked from there and Yunu just watched his disappearing figure. You closed the door as you coughed non-stop, and when you looked yourself in the mirror and blood coming out of your nose, which you wiped as you washed with your trembling hands, and tears streamed down from your eyes and you washed your face. Don't be scared, Wayan. Nothing has happened to you, you mumbled to yourself. You wiped your tears with your trembling hands and looking at yourself in the mirror. Jungkook wiped his tears as he looked himself in the mirror. What should I do? I'm not able to understand anything. Everything is eating me, he mumbled with heavy throat. I don't feel like to live. I never felt this much helpless before, as much I am feeling right now, he mumbled and a loud sob left from his mouth. You sing your heart out, looking at the moon in the balcony with your guitar, and tears streaming down to your cheeks when Jungkook walked in and his footsteps slowed as soothing voice reaches to his ear as he slowly walked in, just to stop admiring her while singing, and he stared at her without blinking. She sings her heart out and he got completely lost, forgetting all his worries, everything. It's just him and her in Moonlight, and there were pain along with them. He hummed the last line as you looked at him, immediately wiping your tears. There was silence for a while when Jungkook looked at the moon and then you again. Your voice is so good, you sing well. This word came out without him realizing as you just stared at him and looked back at him. There is a silence filled again in the environment and just unspoken words and pain, and he sits beside you and he also doesn't know what he is even doing as there is a complete silence. Then you speak. You must love her a lot, right? He spoke out of blue when he looked at you and you smiled painfully. Your hatred towards me tells me how much you love her, you said, and he remained silent. I don't know. He spoke, being all lost as he looked at the moon. I'm battling with my own emotions. You just listen to him as you look back at mom. I'm not even sure, he mumbled to himself. I left her without any second thought. How can I? He mumbled again. He kept mumbling, and you didn't even realize when you drifted into sleep. Maybe you cried a lot. It's because when he said, only my heart knows that there's a storm going inside me. Because my heart says what I don't want to hear. It would be easy for the people, but not for me, because even there is no emotion in this wedding. But I took vows, and when you took vows with someone, as he looked at you who is sleeping peacefully, feel attached to you for the life. You can't separate them. He mumbled in low voice, looking at your innocent face. Maybe no emotions involved, but I took vows with my heart. And I gave you the place of my life partner, my wife. Even if I don't accept, it's been a month since you became my wife. He mumbled again as he looked at the stain of dry tears on your cheeks. I just don't understand. Am I right at my place? If not, then what is right? His eye became intoxicating because he had drank. I'm scared of you at times, you little creature, he mumbled, looking at your petite figure. He got up as he slowly picked up her in his arms without disturbing your sleep, and he adored her face. You scare me, he mumbled. As he slowly walked in, as he gently made her lay on the bed, covers her with a blanket, and he laid other side as he faced her. Maybe I am high. That's why I'm feeling this way. He held her hand, in which you are wearing your wedding ring, as he intertwined his hand with yours, looking at both of your rings, it's shining brightly at night light. I can't deny the fact you are my wife. If we were destined to be together, then why we meet people in life? To get heartbroken? What should I name this relationship? He mumbled. Jungkook tucked your hair behind, which is covering his view, as he kissed your cheeks softly. In a month, something changed. He pulled her closer in his embrace as he drifted in sleep.